Hello, this is Pete, and this is Cooking with Kenshin1913, this second episode. Anyways, I know I promised Rice Krispie treats, but I am actually going to make something a little easier. I don't have the stuff for Rice Krispie treats at the moment, but eventually I will make it. So today we're going to make iced tea, yes. Now you're thinking, iced tea, now that is something that we could make pretty easily, but today I am going to show you my special technique that I inherited from someone to make iced tea via the iced tea mix. So yes, we will need 1 canister of powdered iced tea mix. Now you can use any type of mix that you want, actually. This works good with lemonade, pink lemonade, or any of that stuff. Next, you will need a half-gallon jug. Make sure it is glass. That's right. We want to make sure that the jug is glass. Now this is an old school apple juice container. Not a lot of people that I know still have one of these. This is my favorite thing to use when I make my iced tea. You can also use a container like this. It's basically got to be a half-gallon. And it's got to be it's got to be glass so that it can withstand the heat of what we're going to do with this thing. So, another ingredient we need is a shit ton of ice. That's right. We're going to need a lot of ice to cool off the boiling water that I'm boiling right here, as you can see. And 2 other things that you might need, depending, as you can see, this opening's kind of small, so I use a funnel, yes. And then finally, you need a wooden spoon. That's right. So you can stir it while it's underneath, while the mix is underneath. So, let's get started. Okay, as the water boils, we're actually going to start our iced tea mix. Yes, I'm kind of hunched over, so we're going to take our funnel, and basically what you want to do is take at least, my ratio is 3 heaping cups. Basically, they give you a cup inside the iced tea mix or lemonade mix, depending on what you're using. Anyways, you want to take 3 heaping cups. That usually does it for a half-gallon. Sometimes I like to add just a tiny bit more. So as you can see, we've got ourselves some iced tea mix. Now we just really have to wait for the water to boil. Okay, the water has boiled and now it is hot. So this is actually the part that you have to be very careful with, because it's obviously very hot water, and we have to pour it into this jug right here. So what we want to do is fill the jug about 2/3, about 2/3 of the way up. Basically around here, or if you're using another jug similar to this, you would want to fill it about to the handle, up here, like 1/3 to the handle, because you need some room for the ice to melt when we throw it in there. So let us put the water. Be very careful, it is very hot. So what you want to do is just pour the very hot water inside the jug. Now the jug is going to be very hot as well. That's why you want to use ice, because plastic might melt. So now we're going to take the spoon and we are going to stir. Stir, stir, stir until you don't have any resistance on the bottom and you notice that all the powder is melted. Now, a lot of people usually use, regular water and they just stir it up. But this gives it a more rich flavor and, a better flavor than if you just use cold water. You could also use pretty warm water, but it doesn't come out as good. So now that you know all of the iced tea is melted, or the mix is melted, we're going to go on to the 3rd step. Alright, for the 3rd step, we're going to have a lot of ice. Whoa! Yes, lots of ice. I took it out of my ice box over here, and basically what you're going to do is just fill. Whoa! Yeah, don't worry about the ones that fly everywhere. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. But yeah, basically, we're gonna fill. We're gonna fill. Ice is slippery. We're gonna fill the jug up. Yeah, I am Butterfingers. All right, so yeah, as you fill the jug up, you might want to take a moment to just stir the ice and let it get melted as you continue to throw some in. Because basically how it's working is the ice is cooling down the iced tea, obviously. And as you make like you make a vortex, it kind of I guess the coolness goes all the way to the bottom. Now I'm no scientist or a fancy scientist, but I think I can figure it out. Now, usually if you fill it to this point, or the other point as I pointed out on the other jug, you can fill this ice up all the way to the top and spin it around until it melts. Spin, spin, spin. And you just keep spinning it until it melts. I don't know if you can see it that well. Let's bring it closer. So yeah, you're just gonna spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it until you have all the ice melted. Now, if you did this correctly, you could just drink this right now, as is, without any ice, because it should be cool enough to where you can drink it. But if you want, you can refrigerate it for a few hours if you'd like. And it's pretty cool to the touch, so that when you put it in the fridge, it won't melt, or it won't be too hot that it'll mess with the other foods it might touch. So that's pretty nice, and you can drink it right off the bat. I'm going to drink it right now because I'm pretty thirsty. So what you can do, is what I like to do here, is just add a couple of extra ice to it. Make sure that it's pretty cold. Now, another thing you can make, like I was mentioning, you can make iced tea mix. Lemonade mix. You can make pink lemonade mix. Any kind of mix that comes in the powder form. You can basically make yourself a richer, I guess is the word, flavoring of it. And basically the hot water kind of like brings out the flavor, and it's very good. Very good. Now, what I like to do in the summer, as the summer is coming up, I like to take 1 part iced tea, and I don't have any lemonade, but usually what I like to do is take 1 part iced tea, another part lemonade, put them together, and you have yourself an Arnold Palmer. Those are one of my favorite summer drinks. So yeah, what else? Yeah, I basically learned this recipe or way of doing it from a friend that I knew named Dan, and he told me about this, and I want to tell you people about it. So this has been, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This has been Kenshin1913, Pete, whatever, and you have been cooking with Kenshin1913, and we have made iced tea. Bye-bye.